where do you go, and what happens next?
Come back to Colorado Springs and I start school, start my bachelor's program.
Okay, and what are you majoring in?
My bachelor's of science and management and business.
Okay. So, how much different is it living in Colorado Springs from when you were in the military and now you're living there just as a civilian?
It's a lot different because I'm at least if you're working, me, I wasn't working. I was going to school and getting paid,
Okay.
but you're getting paid once a month. Well, in the military, you're getting paid twice a month and you don't have to pay pretty much your bills that much because you're getting BAH to help you pay your rent and utilities and all that. When
Okay.
you're getting out, you have to pay utilities, car note, insurance, even though you do that in the military.
Right.
But you have extra money left over after you paid as a civilian. When you're your retirement is probably partially of what you're getting as a retirement.
Right. Okay. So you're there, dealing with divorce, going through all these things. Are you meeting a lot of new people, or is this or the group that you're spending time with more the people that you were already in the military with?
Yeah, pretty much. People I was in the military with that I used to know still know.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're there going to school and everything. How long did you stay there? And did you leave to go back home or anything like that? Or you just, how long did you end up staying there from
I
2012?
stayed there till 2015.
Okay.
Stayed in Colorado till 2015 till I got almost to the end of my bachelor's, and then I went to Washington State.
Okay. So how was that experience up there?
Washington State was awesome. I'm really not gonna
Okay.
lie to you. It was nice. The weather. The only thing I didn't like was it rained too much.
Right.
But it's called the Evergreen State for a reason.
Got that right.
Um, it rained too much. Got my bachelor's, graduated, got my bachelor's in
Right.
2016. But I worked at the hospital there. I worked at Swedish under Providence in Seattle.
Okay.
First Hill campus, loved it. Loved the people that worked there. Just didn't like the manager.
Right. Okay.
Got money, got paid every 2 weeks. So yeah, it was a learning experience, and it was an experience that I loved because
So,
I got a different. What's up, little brother?
so with your experience with the manager, so what was I gonna say about that? Did that cause you to leave that area, or
Yes, it
okay?
caused me to
So
leave that job, not the area.
So, would you recommend anybody to do anything when they're dealing with issues like that if they really want to stay in a job, or do you recommend them just moving on when you deal with an issue like your specific issue? And what specific issues did you have with the manager? If you can, elaborate it all.
Yeah, this manager didn't want to. I had appointments with the VA, and sometimes my VA appointments would pop up randomly.
Okay.
And when I had my appointments, I would try to rush to tell my manager, but I was per diem. Per diem is meaning I had to sign my job, what days I can work. I
Okay.
had a schedule so they can
Right.
have me working.
Okay.
But then my appointment will fall on one of those days, and I'll have to call in. If I did that, then they would fire me.
Okay.
So I couldn't reschedule my VA appointment. So I'd tell her, "Hey, this is the appointment I have." She said, "Why didn't you let us know ahead of time?" I said, "I'm sorry. This is the appointment they gave me." So they couldn't be lenient with my appointments in the job. So, and I'm still per diem and I'm working a 40-hour shift as per
Right.
diem.
Right.
So basically, I don't get vacation time. I don't get time off, none of that other stuff. I'm still working a 40-hour shift.
Okay.
So I'm working a full-time schedule, but I'm a part-time employee pretty much.
Right. So would you recommend somebody just move on and take care of their health and get back to work when they get that part of their life situated?
Yes, for that, yes. But the manager above my supervisor, he wasn't understanding. He didn't care. He said if you
Mm,
would have kept missing appointments, I was going to fire you.
okay.
And we kept reporting him higher up, but the higher ups didn't want to listen. They like just swept it under the rug because they were best friends for
Mm,
like 10, 15 years.
okay.
My thing is that if you're a boss, you need to cut your friendship out. That's the reason why they put you as a boss.
Right. For
You can
sure.
be friends, but there's a point to where you manage.
For sure.
You gotta know when to manage. You gotta know when to be a friend.
Sure. So from there, you left that job.
Mhm.
From there, did you end up staying in Washington, or did you end up leaving that area after you
I
left the
stayed
job?
for I stayed for another 8 months, and then I left and went down to Dallas.
So you went
Came home.
from
Went home and came
okay,
down to Dallas. Where my mom's
okay,
at.
got you. And how
Started
was
my
that?
master's.
Okay, cool. Congratulations. So you completed your bachelor's program in
Mhm.
Washington State, and you come back home to Dallas with your family, and you start working on
My
your
mom,
master's.
yeah,
So from
yeah.
there, is that where everything kind of you end up staying there completely, or do you end up leaving anywhere
I am leaving, going back to Colorado Springs.
else? Keeps calling your name. Keeps calling your name. So you went back
Yeah,
again.
I went back to Colorado Springs for a year.
Okay. How did that? How was that experience?
Uh, I actually finished my master's in Colorado Springs, but they didn't send my degree until I got
Congratulations.
back to that. Yeah, I left Colorado, stayed there for a year, and then COVID happened, and then my mom wanted me to come home, so I came home.
Okay, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. So now, what year we talking right here with when you
Yep,
came back
the
for the
hearing
final time?
2019 I came back.
2019. Okay, so last year. So now
Actually, no, 2020 of this year.
2020.
It was
Okay.